Hi.
Hola.
Hi, hier ist Mr. Döse.
This is Michael Bradley.
Hey, I'm Memphis.
Hey.
Hola. Hello.
I'm here with soccer.com.
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 And I'm talking with my friends soccer.com.
See you soon.
Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Adidas Messi 16.3 in the Mercury pack colorway. Now this is the second takedown model in the new Messi 16 lineup. At the very top, as one of the two top-end models, you have the Messi 16 Plus Pure Agility with a $300 retail price. Below that, you have the Messi 16.1, which retails for $200. Below that, you have the Messi 16.2, which retails for $130. And then you have this guy right here, the Messi 16.3, which retails for $80, $50 less than the model above it. And again, like a lot of second-tier takedown models from Adidas, I really think that the quality is reflective of the actual price tag. It's not nearly as nice as the models above it. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the tech specs, talking about performance features, the way they fit and feel on feet. I'm going to be comparing it to the model above as well, just to see whether or not this is actually worth the $80 asking price. Because at the end of the day, when you're talking about shoes at a lower price range, the value proposition has to be there in order to make it a viable option. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. If you're interested in learning more, stick around. If you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, you can check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $80 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's talk tech specs and performance with the Messi 16.3. Now this shoe has an $80 retail price, so you can't expect too much of it in terms of quality of materials. And trust me when I say that Adidas has not gone above and beyond with this particular shoe in any way at all. This is at full retail, $80 for a synthetic shoe. Definitely not one of the better options. I think if you're going to pay full retail for a synthetic shoe right now and you want a thinner, kind of more barefoot feel and a good fit, I think that the Nike Mercurial Victory 6 would be a better option. But as always, guys, if you are on a budget, regardless of what amount of money it is, always check for what's on sale because you can often find an older, higher end, better quality shoe at your price point within your budget that's just going to be better quality than a current low-end shoe at full retail price. So again, if you need to pay full retail, if that's all that's available to you, again, something like a Victory 6 I think would be a good alternative. But if you can find a Nike Mercurial Veloce 2, for example, on sale for $80, $90 or so, that's going to be a significantly better quality shoe than the Messi 16.3. So if you guys saw my video on the Messi 16.2, there's not a lot of variation here. Same sole plate, same stud pattern, and the majority of the upper is the same. The difference is you don't get the agility knit at the front of the shoe. Instead, you have that synthetic material with the texturing of agility knit that honestly is not the same. The synthetic is, like I said, kind of cheap. It looks cheap and it feels as cheap as it looks. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's soft, it's flexible, it doesn't necessarily feel uncomfortable on your foot, but if you're looking for the sensation of premium material, you're not going to get that from this particular shoe. The thickness is definitely thinner, but definitely has some padding to it as well. Again, it just isn't the nicest synthetic out there. It feels like a low-end material, which again, is something that we often see from Adidas with their second-tier takedown models. The quality at this level has really never been all that great. So design-wise, the upper, pretty straightforward. You have some texturing at the front of the toe. Not something you really notice when you're actually playing in the shoes. And you have the same synthetic across the entire upper with pretty much the same seams that you would find on the higher models, including this one right here on the medial side of the forefoot. The burrito style tongue is something that is on this particular shoe like you'll find on the 16.2 and 16.1. Essentially what it is the upper on the medial side of the shoe continues and wraps over across the top of your foot, kind of tucking under the lateral side of the upper where it cuts off. It does also have the little nylon strap right there on the inside to prevent basically the upper from opening up. or the tongue from opening up all that much. It's not really an issue that you're going to have when wearing the shoe. I'm not sure why they made so much effort in terms of securing that part of the tongue. What it really does though, and something that kind of annoys me about all the Messi 16 models, the 1, 2, as well as the 3, is that it makes it really difficult to actually put the shoes on because you can't open the tongue up enough to get your foot inside. So the opening is just kind of small. It's a little bit of a hassle. You get used to it, but like I said, it is something that doesn't necessarily need to be as difficult as it ends up being because of that fastening system there on the side. The lacing system, because of the burrito style tongue, is pushed ever so slightly to the lateral side of the shoe, so it's not exactly dead center, although it is very, very close. And again, not something that you're really going to notice in regards to performance. You have regular lace holes on the one side and then a dual lace hole system because of the tongue here on the medial side. The heel area, you have a low cut, obviously, internal plastic heel counter. The liner on the inside is different from the 16.2. It's more heavily padded and it's just kind of like a cloth, very soft material, but a little bit slick against your heel, I found. So something that, depending on how they fit you, you may experience some heel slippage. If they fit you properly, you shouldn't really have too many issues. I didn't have any problems personally when I did try them out, but again, just keep in mind that if you do buy them with a little bit too much room, you may find some heel slippage just because this material doesn't necessarily grip socks all that well. The insole is glued in. You can remove it with enough effort, but not really worth doing unless you need to swap out the insole for something else. Pretty straightforward though. It's a single layer of foam with a mesh liner on top. And then of course you have the sole plate, which is a carryover from what you're going to find on the 16.2, just in a different color. So instead of being black and silver, this one is blue and silver, which I would argue actually looks a little bit better. But nonetheless, it's a carryover from the Messi 15.3. Same thing goes for the stud pattern. The sole plate is relatively flexible, nothing too special. Obviously, it doesn't have the sprint frame construction like you're going to find on the 16.1 or 16 plus variations, which makes those shoes significantly lighter. And then you do get the FG-AG stud pattern, which is consistent across the entire Messi lineup. It's pretty much the same layout you're going to find from all the current Adidas models, just with some variation in the actual stud shape. But the overall performance is very much the same for the most part. It works really well on firm natural grass. On artificial grass, it works too, although it does feel like more of an FG stud pattern as opposed to a true AG stud pattern. But nonetheless, if you need one pair of shoes to play on both natural and artificial grass, all of the current Adidas models are FG AG and will be able to, like I said, be used on both of those surfaces. So all in all, this is nothing special quality-wise. It's not something that I really recommend at the full $80 price tag. If you can find them on sale for really, really cheap and you like how they feel, maybe to give them a go, but for the most part, I just don't think that this is a good option pretty much at all. As far as weight is concerned, I thought we'd compare the 16.3 to the 16.2 to see what the weight difference is given the design changes of the two shoes. So I'm going to weigh both shoes for you today in real time using this scale. Keep in mind they are both in brand new condition and both the exact same size 9 US. So this is a very fair comparison. We'll start off with the 16.2, throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 8.8 ounces, the equivalent of 250 grams. So remember those numbers, 250 grams, 8.8 ounces. We'll pull these off and we'll throw on the 16.3, and you can see that they weigh in at 8.15 ounces, the equivalent of 231 grams. So they do weigh almost 20 grams less than the 16.2 for whatever reason. It has the same sole plate. The only variation you're going to find is in the upper, and I guess the cheaper materials end up weighing a little bit less this time around. Not to say that the 16.2 upper is particularly premium feeling, but from a pure weight standpoint, the 16.3 does actually weigh a little bit less than the 16.2. I really can't say that I'm particularly fond of either of these two shoes, but if you absolutely must have a Messi 16 takedown model, just know that the 16.3 is the lighter of the two. As far as aesthetics go, if I'm being brutally honest, I really think that this is a pretty cheap looking shoe. I really don't care for when companies try to mimic the texturing of an upper on a higher end product on the low end shoes that don't feature the same material. So the texturing that they've added to the front of the shoe where it just suddenly stops at random points on the upper, to me that just looks really cheap. I don't care for the pattern they have within the silver on the upper either. And again, it looks like a pretty cheap material to me. The quality just is not there, both physically as well as visually. The color itself, though, I don't mind the silver. I think that's actually kind of a cool, it's obviously part of the Mercury pack where pretty much everything is silver as of right now. You have black and white laces, black Adidas branding on the lateral side of the heel, the Messi logo on the medial side, orange Adidas branding on the very back, a little bit of blue in the liner as well as the top of the tongue, and then the sole plate, as you guys can see, is silver and blue with solid blue studs as well. So let me know what you guys think of these down below in the comment section. Do you like how they look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the on-feet portion of the video so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and, of course, what the sizing is like. All right, so here is a look at the Messi 16.3s on feet. On my left foot, I have the stock black laces that come with the shoes. And on my right foot, I have a pair of Argentina country-themed SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. Find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. Now, in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, they're not uncomfortable by any means. If anything, I actually think they're a little bit more comfortable than what you're going to find from the higher end models in the line. With that said, they definitely don't feel premium. The material is soft, it's flexible, but it does feel pretty thick on your feet. It flexes weird, if that makes any sense. It does a lot of creasing, and you can feel the creasing across the top of your foot. The material isn't soft enough or thin enough for this burrito style tongue system, in that you can kind of feel where it doesn't have the flexibility across the top of your foot just because of how the lacing system works, which is a common issue with a lot of burrito style tongues. It just requires a very soft, flexible material, and this just isn't that. So again, it's not necessarily uncomfortable, but it doesn't feel all that great either. The fit in the heel is not quite as shallow as what you're going to find in the other models in the lineup, but it is still quite comfortable, and I don't really have any issues with it. It's, again, nothing really wrong with the heel area. And as far as fit is concerned, it's got the same general shape. It is a tighter fitting shoe overall. If you have wide feet, probably not the best option for you. And as far as stretching is concerned, the material is going to give a little bit, but not all that much. So again, as long as you don't have wide feet and you don't mind a tighter fit, you're probably not going to have any issues with the width of this shoe. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. All right, guys, that is it for my review of the Adidas Messi 16.3. If you guys are interested in more info, be sure to check out the review page on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. On that page, you'll find the high quality images of this exact pair that I took myself. That'll give you a better idea as to how these actually do look in person. And of course, you'll also find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these guys up below their normal $80 retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below, go ahead and check it out. If you have any questions at all regarding this shoe, leave them down below in the comments, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.